Hi there, everybody. It's Coach John with the Boys and Girls Club of Metro Los Angeles, and today for Sports and Fitness, we're going to be doing a workout that I call Indigenous Peoples Day workout. So Indigenous Peoples Day is a holiday that's on October the 12th, and it's on the same day as Christopher Columbus Day. So in the workouts today, we're going to be going over what Indigenous Peoples Day is, the history behind it, some of the compare and contrast, and how we can honor it all together. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to do a couple of workouts. Then we'll do the Indigenous Peoples Day slides, and then we'll go back into our workouts. So because we're going to have a good amount of little breaks in between, we won't have to do cool-down stretching, but after this video, there's going to be a little bit about warm-up stretching. It's very important we start with our warm-up stretching, and then we do the workouts. So start with your warm-up stretching first after this video, and then we'll get started into our Indigenous Peoples Day workout.
Alright you guys, and before we start our Indigenous Peoples Day workout, we're going to focus on our warm-ups first. It's really important we do our warm-ups, so pause the video if you need to get all of the warm-ups done, and then when you're ready, let's start the workout. Alright, and first up we have our forward and backward hops. So we're going to make sure that we're jumping over our jump rope forward and backwards. We're going to do this for about 20 times, and then we're going to switch over into the next drill. Alright, and after the forward and backward hops, we're going to switch over into our lateral hops. So we're going to make sure our feet are together, and we're going to jump from side to side. You can go up the jump rope or you can go down the jump rope, either way. Just make sure your feet are together. We're going to do this 20 times and then switch over into our next workout. Alright, now we're going to switch over into our squats. Remember, a perfect squat is when our shoulders are lined up with our feet. We also want to make sure that when we bend our knees, they're not going over our toes. So we're going to do 20 squats, and then we're actually going to go over our first slide about Indigenous Peoples Day. What is Indigenous Peoples Day? Indigenous Peoples Day is a holiday that promotes Native American cultures and honors the history of indigenous people. Indigenous means native or original. The term indigenous peoples refers to people that were originally living in a place. And then, as you can see, there's plenty of examples of Native American or indigenous tribes around the US. Maybe you can name a few, or maybe you see a name that you may remember from here. And then next we're going to go into our squat jumps. So a good squat jump is just like a good squat. We're going to make sure that our shoulders are aligned with our feet. We're going to make sure that our knees don't go over our toes when we're bending our knees. But then when we come up, we're going to make sure that we're jumping as high as we can and as explosive as we can to get the full workout in. Alright, and then for our jump rope workouts, we're going to do a double leg hop first. It's pretty much a standard jump rope hop. We're going to make sure that we're going to do this 25 times. We can count in your head or have somebody count for us. And then we'll switch over to the next slide about Indigenous Peoples Day. And next up for our little history lesson about Indigenous Peoples Day. Indigenous Peoples Day was first honored in Berkeley, California in 1992. The year 1992 was significant because it marked 500 years since Christopher Columbus was coming to America. Indigenous Peoples Day is important because it draws attention to the story of Christopher Columbus and helps people recognize the value of cultures that existed before the U.S. was colonized. And next for our workouts, we're going to switch over into our single leg kick hops. Every time we jump over the jump rope, we're going to kick one leg out and then switch every time the jump rope comes back around. We're going to do this for 20 times and then switch over to the next workout. And next for our jump rope workouts, we're going to do a speed hop. So we're going to jump as fast as we can for about 30 seconds. Count it in your head or get a stopwatch or somebody to time you. And again, we're going to jump as fast as we can. So keep going until the 30 seconds is up. Contrast from Columbus Day. So Columbus Day celebrates Christopher Columbus and his discovery of the New World. This retelling of history only highlights one side of the story. There were many people already living in America when European explorers arrived. Explorers brought diseases that the indigenous people were not used to, and many of them died. Explorers often mistreated indigenous people and did not always respect the religion, family structures, and way of life the native or indigenous people held to them. And lastly, we're going to finish up with our rope swing hops. We're going to swing the rope to our right, then to our left, and then right down the middle. When we swing it right down the middle, we're going to do a jump. We're going to do this about 20 times, and afterwards we're going to finish off with our last slide for Indigenous Peoples Day. Honoring and paying respect. Celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day gives us an opportunity to think about the land we live on and the people that first lived on it. It helps us celebrate the resilience and determination of the people that preserved through mistreatment and disrespect. It also reminds us to respect all people, even if the way they live looks differently from the way we live.
Good job today, you guys, with the Indigenous Peoples Day workout. Before we head out, I just have 2 questions for you guys about Indigenous Peoples Day, and it's going to just reflect about what we've learned and also maybe even share a couple of opinions that you guys have about Indigenous Peoples Day. So my very first question for you guys is going to be, what did you learn about Indigenous Peoples Day? So what is something that you learned about today? Nice. All right. And my second question for you guys today is going to be, how do you feel like as a community, so everybody in LA and everybody in your community, how do you feel like we can celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day the right way by honoring and respecting indigenous tribes? So how can we do that? Nice, yeah, that is a very good way to honor and respect indigenous people and indigenous tribes. So before we head out, I just want to say once again, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I know it was a lot of working out and then pausing a little bit, but it's for a good cause because learning about Indigenous Peoples Day is really, really important when we want to learn about cultures and different people and different cultures in our own area. So if you guys want to hang out with me again on Wednesday from 6 to 7, we're going to be doing a family fun night, which is going to be our October Kahoot. So feel free to join us if you really like playing Kahoot or you really know a lot about October. Join us, and you guys can possibly win some prizes. And from Monday through Thursday, we do a homework assistance from 2 to 3 o'clock. And all that whole time is dedicated to helping you guys out with whatever homework questions you may have. And then lastly, on Thursday from 4:10 to 4:40, we do a sports and fitness program on Zoom. So live chat Zoom sports and fitness program where we're doing our froggy cardio. And I'll show you guys what that is on Thursday. So tune in and join us Thursday if you want to see what that is. Once again, as always, you guys did phenomenal. Stay active, stay healthy, and I will see you guys next time.